There we go. All right, y'all. So you can pin my video on this. I'm on my phone. So um March, it's funny, I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a long time, but I guess it's been about a week and a half. So thank you for your patience. The place I was staying was just totally unconducive to anything yogic. Because it's Monday and we've been kind of focusing on the hips, I wanted to do a couple of, first, some breathing for just relaxing the diaphragm and the hip flexors, and then some energizing techniques. So those of you who have been practicing with me for a while, you know my obsession. The diaphragm is actually directly connected to the psoas, PSOAS. The psoas is your biggest hip flexor. So if you ever feel the front of your hips just getting tight or activating, like during an ab movement or something like that, is your psoas. So it starts at the back of your rib cage, and then it connects there, and then comes all the way around and connects to the front of your hips. And at the same time, it's of one piece with your diaphragm. So I'll say it over and over again so it sticks, that when we breathe better, our hips are able to loosen a little bit. And vice versa, when we kind of stretch and open our hips as well, we're also able to sometimes increase the quality of our breath. So the body is amazing. So we'll start with just some simple kind of lateral breathing like we've done a few times recently. So I invite everybody just to get in this meditative space for a moment and close your eyes, or again, take a soft gaze down the bridge of your nose if you don't want to close your eyes. And just start to arrive in this space of about 30-ish minutes together, and start to turn down the volume on the other sensory input that's around you. So part of growing our skill as people who meditate is growing the skill of concentration, and then finding that fine balance between acknowledging what might be going on around us and then detaching from it. So as you start to find this sense of what's called sense withdrawal or pratyahara, just give yourself props for being here and for taking half an hour out of your day. And let's set a little intention together, let's set an intention collectively, but make it individual for yourself. So it could just be to start your week off a different way, to restart Monday if it hasn't been going the way you wanted. If you like, you can seal the intention with any kind of physical or hand gesture that works for you. So if you want to put a hand over your heart or just round down through your thighs. And once you've set that intention, just right away, take a quick body scan. I've been talking about the hips for a couple of sessions, so I invite you to just see what's going on there, especially for those of us who are sitting. And then maybe just start to mentally direct a little bit of extra breath there. We'll now start to explore 3-part breathing with a little bit more focus on what we call lateral breathing. So you can keep the eyes closed, or Open them softly. But I invite you maybe for the first few cycles to just take your hands to either side of your rib cage like we've done a couple of times. So I'm just kind of cupping the sides of my ribs. And then we'll breathe in and out with 3 parts. And on the breath in, let's breathe in through the nose and throat. That's part 1. And then part 2, breathe into the lungs. But this time, the reason our hands are there, I want you to try to feel the rib cage kind of separate out to the side. So it becomes a huge lateral breath. And then send the rest of the breath down into your abdominal cavity. And then breathe out in 3 parts, pulling the navel to the spine. And then knitting the ribs back together. And letting the air go out of your throat and nose. So I'll cue one more cycle like that. Inhale through the nose and throat. And then into the lungs and the rib cage, feel your hands come apart from side to side. And then feel the abdomen fill with air. And then breathe out, pull the navel to the spine, empty the abdomen. Bring the rib cage back closer together, empty the lungs, let the air go out of the throat and nose. So we'll take that 3-part breathing together for about a minute in silence. And you're welcome to either keep your hands on the rib cage. I like to do that as kind of a mental, it's a reminder to breathe out, but if you're over it, you can remove your hands. And we'll practice this breath together in silence here for about a minute. And you can take your hands down to your thighs or wherever's comfortable. I invite everybody to keep their eyes closed here, or just keep that soft, pointed focus. As we move into our next breathing practice, which is called sun piercing breath. So over the past couple of weeks, we've tried alternate nostril breathing, moon piercing breath. Sun piercing breath is very similar, only it's said to be an energizing breath. So all we'll do is take our dominant hand and close off the left nostril and leave the thumb floating outside the right nostril. Very similar to these others. So we'll breathe in the right nostril, close the right nostril, and then hold and then breathe out. Okay. So this is said to be more energizing. You might find it calming as well, but it's just another way to focus the mind. Okay. So we'll breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, for about 5 cycles together. And then we'll practice it on our own for about a minute or so. Okay. All right. So take your dominant hand, whichever one, close off the left nostril. And then breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the right nostril, hold. 2, 3, 4. Open the right, breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Open out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Now you can take this on your own. And we'll practice this for about 2 minutes here. So sun piercing breath. It's the right nostril, and you're welcome to speed it up, slow it down. The idea is just that each part of the cycle is equal. So whenever you're ready, you can bring the hand down from your nostrils back to your lap. Let's take a moment here and rest in whatever might have come up. And again, it doesn't have to be that you felt energized. It could be that you felt energized. You might feel some kind of different way. So again, these are techniques, they're not forced results. So it's important not to be attached to any kind of self-judgment about how the experience went. So now that we've finished that kind of guided breathing, just find a super comfortable position. And again, take a second here and get really grounded. So that might mean your feet are on the ground. It might mean that you switch how you're sitting. Just get super comfortable here. And then as you get in this super comfortable position, just start to, again, check back in with a body scan, even just from 15, 20 minutes ago, and see how things might have shifted. Maybe not even necessarily because of the meditation. It could just be because you're becoming a little bit more awake. And start to send some breath up and down your entire body.
Yeah.
So I just need you to mute. So if everyone can mute. And then in this comfortable position, let's lower the left ear to the left shoulder. And then return back to center. And then with the eyes closed, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And come back to center. Let's try that again. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Come back to center. Drop right ear to right shoulder. Come back to center, and then just try that a couple more times. One ear to one shoulder. Systematically working through any tension that we might have accumulated. Then bring your head back upright to center and drop the chin to the chest. And just let the weight of your head here stretch out the muscles on the back of your neck. And just take a few breaths there with the chin to the chest. So allow your head to hang forward and let something go there. Now, keeping your head forward, roll your chin and your ears slightly up into the left, so towards the left shoulder. And then roll the chin back down through center and take the right ear to the right shoulder. And then take the chin back down through center. Just take a few more rolls like this along the front of your body. So just the front of the body, keeping the chin to the chest. Now bring your chin back to the center of your chest and carefully restack the head over the shoulders. And keeping the eyes closed, maybe you tilt your chin up slightly. This is only to kind of open the front of the throat. If it's not working for you, just keep a tall spine. And then bring your head back to neutral, restack the chin, neutral, about a fist distance from your chest. And bring your shoulders up to your ears, and just for a second here, squeeze them, actually tense the muscles. And then drop them away from the ears. Let's do that 2 more times together. Pull the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze, actually tense things, and then release. Drop the shoulders from the ears. One more time together. Pull the shoulders to the ears, squeeze, and then release. Just let them fall. You can do that a couple more times if you like, or just take a few shoulder rolls here. Now let's start to activate a little bit, and we can shake our shoulders out by bringing the left shoulder forward and the right shoulder back. So it's almost like a mini, tiny, tiny twist. And then bring the right shoulder forward and the left shoulder back. And then the left shoulder comes forward, right shoulder comes back. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. And then you can just kind of take a few reps of that, shaking the shoulders out, letting something else go. Okay. And you can start to make the shaking happen a little bit further, one shoulder forward, one shoulder back, kind of shaking out the upper body here. And then come back to center and let the shoulders drop down, and just imagine all of the tension here is leaving your body. So we're letting that go before we start to re-energize. As you feel the space grow between the shoulders and the earlobes, can you send a little bit more tension away? And can you make your breath a little bit more expansive here? So after we've been shifting the energy around, just take a second here and observe how your breath might have changed, or just all of the qualities of your breathing and your awareness right now. On your next inhale, imagine that we are just bringing in some extra vitality now. And on your exhale, send out some stale, stuck energy. On your inhale, bring in a little bit more life force. We've kind of been shaking things around, calming down. So now let's bring in some radiant energy. Maybe you're taking it from the sun, maybe whatever else calls to you. Let's call it into our body as we breathe in. And then breathing out, let go of any more tension, stuck energy, kind of sluggish feelings. I know, especially at this time of year, it can be hard to get going. Let's inhale some energy, some personal power. And exhale, send away some more stuck, stale energy. You can do that on your own for a few more cycles, just connecting with imagery here that feels good as you inhale energy and exhale something that is not useful. And make both cycles of this breath like really long and purposeful. And stay with these long inhales and exhales for about 10 cycles, and I'll be here with you. Now, if you were kind of forcing inhales and exhales like I was, let that go, bring your hands to your thighs, and see if you can tap into the physical sensation of this increased energy that we get just from breathing a little bit better. Start to feel, almost if you can zero in on the physical sensation of subtle energy coursing through your body. And maybe you can kind of turn that into a tingling feeling, right? If you can imagine a tingling traveling from your feet up through your legs, up through your body, up through your head and neck. And just imagine all of this starting to get a little bit more warm and a little bit more charged. Now start to visualize just all of the positive energy that we've just kind of called into our bodies to accumulate and gather up here. And visualize all of that energy just shining outward. So some folks connect with imagery of light. Some folks connect more with calling in a sensory experience like warmth. But let's sit here and just kind of bask in all of this good stuff we've called in and feel it. Like find the sensory experience of this. Now let's bring all of that energetic feeling, the light, the warmth, whatever calls to you, maybe it's a color, and let's direct it to the crown of our head. So right over your brain, right over all your kind of decision-making centers. And radiating that maybe glowing ball here, let's breathe in and breathe out. And then from the top of your head, down the neck, down the chest, down the entire body, just feel all of that bathing in this radiant energy. And now as you breathe in and out, start to feel this healing energy moving over your neck and shoulders, warming up, down your arms, down to your fingertips, and then over the front of your body. Maybe today's the day you need to direct a little bit of compassion, of self-care or self-love or understanding to yourself so we can feel that positive, warm, radiating energy coming down over our heart center, over our chest, whatever speaks to you. And then just allow this healing energy to send some unconditional love throughout your body. And breathe in here and breathe out. Then feel all this healing energy moving down your body and into your hips and legs. And let it kind of park there for a second and imagine that this light or this temperature is dissolving any tension, just creating a little bit more space here. And then feel this warmth, this tingling starting to connect you to the ground a little bit more, knowing that you can draw energy just by setting your feet on the ground, sitting here, and imagine that we're even like sucking up the energy from the earth or from each of us, wherever we are in the world right now. We're sending it back down. And just for a moment here, allow this positive energy to just freely flow in and out of your body. Maybe it's helpful to imagine it as a loop. And we'll sit here for about 5 good breaths, just letting that kind of radiate. So in this space of self-compassion, of warmth, of energizing thoughts, feelings, can we turn that into a little bit of just maybe 1% increased clarity and awareness? Take that positive energy to your mind, to your heart, to your body. Just for a second, allow this positive energy to like truly awaken your soul a little bit. Then breathe in. Open the mouth side out. Let's take our palms, start rubbing our thighs. And then start to create some friction on your arms so you can rub your arms. Bring some like actual physical warmth back. Then bring your palms together and rub your palms like you're starting a little campfire here. And then take your palms, place them over your eyes. Just get a little last warmth there. And then come back to the intention you set at the beginning of our time together. And just know that you can come back to that at any point during your day, during the week. Gently open your eyes inside your palms. And you can remove the palms from your face. Thank you so much for practicing with me, everybody. Today's code word is Jalen Neal. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording and let's check in.